What's good, y'all, man? It's Marquis, aka Severe from Boston. We going to this is a part. We need the passport and we don't need the passport. You know what I'm saying? Dorchester, Mass teams up with Toronto, Canada. So P Roll is the artist of the cover, one of the rappers of this album. He also is the producer of the tracks of this album, which are very stellar. So shout out to P Roll. And then we got New Villain. New Villains from Toronto, Canada. Shout out to New Villain. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of both of these artists and rappers and musicians, and they do it all. They're artists. They're like producers, beat makers. Executive producers. These guys are very talented. They link up and they put together an album called The Night the Heroes Died. First, I want to shout out to P Roll for the rollout. He's an artist. He does all the artwork, and the way he rolls out these albums are incredible. And the way he packages, the CDs and the merch and stuff like that is incredible. So shout out to P Roll. New Villain, he fits right in with this formula of, if you know who New Villain is and you follow his discography, it's like superheroes, is villain, his name is New Villain, like, so he's a villain, like, so he plays that villain, formula. He is a character in a sense, right? He is a cartoon or storybook or comic book type of fella. And so is P Roll. P Roll is a character too, if you know him, and the way he draws characters as well. So that all mixes well with this album. And this is an incredible project. It's an album of the year contender. I'm just gonna let you guys know from the top of the channel, man. This is the THHC podcast channel. I am Marquis, aka Severe. Let's get into it. We doing this channel. We break down each song and show love. And y'all show love and let me know your favorite songs and favorite tracks on this album. And let me know if you think this is an album of the year contender. It's really, really good. So the album came out November 11th, 2025. Again, shout out to Toronto. Shout out to Dorchester, Mass. The Night the Heroes Died. New Villain and P Roll. Number one. Actually, this album is 47 minutes of pure heat, man. Number one is New Babylon. It's the intro. You got New Villain and P Roll. They are building their own world to a certain extent. From my view, there are no heroes, man. Only villains, man. And new nickname alert. I'm calling P Roll and New Villain pro villains. I'm gonna call them pro villains for this particular album. Number two, The Night the Heroes Died, the title track. Great track, transition between the first intro track to this one. P Roll spills multiple talents throughout the album, including his storytelling ability. The album theme is fitting for New Villain. I said earlier, like, this is right up New Villain's alley, with this theme of comic book, heroes, villains, superheroes, Marvel, and, things like that. So, very, very, this is why this album is probably so good, because this is what they do. P Roll and New Villain, this is like what they do. So, it makes sense for this album to be so good. Number three is Understand. Soulful track sparks off Mr. Villain as he takes worldly power. P Roll creating a cinematic Saturday cartoon comic vibe throughout. Number four is X Factor. Loving the titles of these songs as well. P Roll continues the Hitville, Memphis vibe, as he, shakes his dark side off a bit, right? New Villain joins the F My X Party. Album feels timeless, it has a timeless vibe. They're talking about the X's. Don't you get an X Factor? X's. Shout out to Mara Hill, X Factor. Number five is Sabateurs. The comic strip album is super. The production is animated and matches the powerful artwork and rap cadence. All right. Um, Number 6 is Dangerous Alliance. Number 6 is Dangerous Alliance, featuring Bondalero, King Bondalero, and G Fan Black. Man, listen, man. It's just what it's. Listen, the title says dangerous. That's what it says. Dangerous Alliance. You already know what it is. The super villains posse cut. It's the Knuckle Draggers and the No Face Crew. Shout out to the No Face Crew in Toronto. Y'all know who y'all are. A lot of y'all been on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Track has a dark tone with a darker, with darker bars from the Alliance. Right? These brothers came to rule and take over. So shout out to G Fan Black. Shout out to King Bondalero. Album of the year contender. What y'all think, man? You know? It's hoodie season, man. Y'all go get the merch. Y'all go get the hoodies, man. Go get the merch. Stop playing, man. I wore my superhero shirt that I designed. I love the boys, man. So I figured this was appropriate to wear the boys. Y'all go get it's the hoodie. Y'all get the hoodie, the t-shirt, all that. Get the books. Do whatever you can do to support the channel. Donate to the channel if you can. You know what I'm saying? Send merch. Yo, some people send merch, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Some people send merch. Some people send comic books. Some people just send me like a tape or a CD. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate anything, you know what I'm saying? But album of the year contender. Number 9 is Anti-Villains. And let's get back to this album, Anti-Villains. This is, a great project. Music gets darker than Batman's Cave, villains helping villains, I love it. P-Row and New Villain are sounding great together. It's like a detective vibe. You got that detective story vibe for the music. Number 8 is Death in the Family. The gloomy R.I.P. piano track adds hero tears. The villains, aka pro-villains, aka P-Row New Villain, have it all figured out, man, on this album. Number 9 is probably one of my favorite tracks, if not my favorite, even though I love a lot of this music on here. What's your favorite tracks on here? I got a lot of them on here. This is one that stands out. The Bad Guys, right? More solid production that bangs like a porn star on Pink Horsepower. Raps are on point. The homework assignment, in the paper, the final paper is complete, man. A+ for the Bad Guys. P-Row and New Villain. You claps right now. Number 10 is A Villain's Pain. Even villains experience pain and heartbreak, of course. This track is international. Got some passport stamps on it, passport beat, as rappers continue to elevate their craft, right? Number 11 is Brotherhood of Mutants. Production is stellar. Shout out to P-Row for the beats, the production, the backdrop, man. The soulful aura returns as the pro-villains continue to respect Brotherhood and kill these arc mutants, right? The shield and the sword. They are the shield and the sword. They protect each other. You can tell this duel, New Villain and P-Row, they got each other's back, man. They doing what they doing. They doing a little villainry, but they're getting things done their way, right? Number 12 is Figures. Some action figures, right? Figures. That's y'all remember action figures? I know when I was a kid, it's just taking me back. Album is nostalgic, right? It gives me nostalgic feelings. It brings me back to my childhood days, right? The subject matter floods the memory bank. The pro villains, this New Villain and P-Row. I'm calling them the pro villains. Y'all get it? The names, whatever. The pro villains again are adding value, substance, and connecting it with more culture. The comic book culture, the super villainess, the hero culture, the Marvel culture, the Spider-Man and Batman and all that stuff culture, man. Speaking of, that, number 13 is called Super Team. The title describes P-Row and New Villain, aka pro villains. soulful samples, and super rhymes by the Pro Villains, man. They just continue to shine song after song on this album. Number 14 is Ocean Masters. The Pro Villains are taking over land and sea with clever raps, beats, and unity, man. You know, that villain unity, man. The masters of quality music here, right here. This is what we're hearing right now. This is quality music, quality sounds, and just their concept, their theories, just how they're really reflecting on this concept. It just really sticks. Number 15, the death issue. Ooh, you know, it's always a death issue. Number Superman, and always, you know, I remember that death issue, you know, Spider-Man, right? All that, you know. Every track blends with that, with what rappers are spilling on each page, right? They're writing a comic. This is like they writing a comic as we listen, right? This comic book soundtrack is ready for war. It's ready for battle, man. It's more issues. Hopefully, there's more issues to come. You know, I'm wrapping it up because this is an issue right here. This is a dope comic book soundtrack, right? You know, this can turn into a comic book. This can turn into so much more, especially with P. Rose's artistic background. Last track is 16. Like, subscribe, share the video, comment below, man. What's your favorite track on here? Villain track, you know what I'm saying? Number 16 is Heroes Fall outro. From the intro to the outro, the Pro Villains, aka P. Rose and New Villain, are the heroes of this project. That are heroes of this entire album. You know, they really put in work on here. This feels like a cohesive project. Like they worked on it, they care about it. There's passion, there's drive, there's so much energy in this album from the Pro Villains. All songs produced and mixed by P. Rowe. Album mastered by Tally Rodriguez. Shout out to Tally Rodriguez. Executive produced by New Villain and P. Rowe. And all the artwork again by P. Rowe. 2025 Unstable Components Entertainment slash Akatsuki, I believe. Akatsuki is the other production. Yeah, man, this album's, you know, it was a surprise to me that it came out, but I'm glad it did. We're coming back from Dorchester, where P. Rowe, very talented artist, is from, and then Toronto, Canada. Why y'all don't stamp the passport no more, man? Canada don't stamp the passport. I don't know. I know it ain't your fault, New Villain, but I'm just asking the question. But shout out to New Villain. He's been on the podcast, man. Great dude, man. Shout out to P. Rowe, man. The Night the Heroes Died. This is a stellar project. Coming back from Toronto, coming back from Dorchester. We back in Boston, Mass, man. Shout out to great music, great albums this year. 2025 is just woo. 2025, crazy with music, man. It's dope. I'm saying? So, y'all go love yourselves. Y'all go love your friends and family. And then go love others. You gotta love heroes and villains. You gotta love them both, man. We all human. Heroes and villains are humans. Oh, snap. Yeah, they are.